from my kitchen, everyone. So we are here for a little bit of meal prep. Just a disclaimer before this, these recipes are not mine. I found these in other meal prep videos on YouTube, but I thought that I would just sort of share my process of meal prepping, and I am changing a couple things just to fit my personal taste. So yeah, we are going to be making 1, 2, 3, I believe 3 different meals today. 3, and then some hard-boiled eggs, which I don't really think counts as a meal, but we are gonna be making those, so that's like a 4th thing that we're gonna make. And all of these ideas are literally from Mind Over Munch. Like I said, I'm just changing a couple things to fit my personal taste, but she has an amazing cooking YouTube channel. It's one of my favorites, and she has a ton of meal prep videos. So if you're looking for more ideas, definitely head over to her channel because all of this credit goes to her. So I think that I'm going to start with my hard-boiled eggs because that takes 0 effort. So I have my eggs in here. There they are, and I'm gonna cover them with water and bring it to a boil and let these hard boil. All right, we got our hard-boiled eggs on the stove over there, and we're just going to let those boil up, and now we can set our eggs aside. Now, a lot of these recipes require a lot of chopping of vegetables, so I'm going to go and do that off camera, but the veggies that I'm going to chop up are some carrots, some broccoli, we have some cauliflower here, some cucumber, and I also need to chop up my potatoes, which are not a veggie, but are great to add into soup. So I'm going to go and chop those up, and then we will get into the vegetable soup recipe. So I finished chopping everything I need for the soup here. So that's cauliflower, carrots, potatoes, and I also have my corn here. And while I was doing that, this pot came to a boil, and once your hard-boiled eggs come to a boil, you want to remove them from heat and cover them for like 10-ish minutes and just let them sit there. So that's what I did. Also ignore that this lid is too big. I don't have a lid that fits this pot anymore, so this is what happens. So we switched sides of my kitchen here, so I could be over by my stove, which is right here, and I'm going to throw all of these veggies into a nice large pot like this one. And of course I need to open up my corn. I don't even know if I have like a can opener. And just draining the liquid out of the can here using the can lid. You can literally just push the lid right on top of the stuff inside, and it will hold the stuff inside while still letting the liquid out. And I wish I had another can of corn. I should have thought to buy more, but I didn't, so I'm only gonna put about half the can in because I do want to put some of this into a salad that I'm making as well. So now I have all my veggies in there. Take a look. Good to go, and now I'm just going to cover it with water and let it come to a boil. All right. Got our water in our pot, and we're just going to go ahead and bring that to a boil. Now while the soup ingredients boil, we're going to get started on our salad because that requires literally no cooking. It's just a matter of chopping everything, combining it, seasoning, and that's it. Now the great part about the salad is you can literally add whatever you want into it because it's pretty basic. So for example, what I'm going to put inside mine is cucumbers, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, some onion, and I think that maybe that's it, some parsley. But you can add in tomatoes, peppers, really like whatever you want into this salad. I just personally don't like tomatoes or peppers, and so I'm not adding those into mine. And then of course, the chickpeas, which are sort of like the main ingredient of chickpea salad. But obviously, there's no need to add chickpeas if you don't like them. So I'm going to get to chopping up all of my veggies for the salad, and I will check back in when I am done. So while I was chopping, my timer here for my hard-boiled eggs started going off, so we are going to take a step away from chopping and go over to the hard-boiled eggs. Basically what we need to do is run them under some cold water. So I just have my colander here, and I'm going to take these away from the stove and very carefully drop them into my colander because obviously you don't want the eggs to crack. You can't just dump them in there. And then I'm literally just going to run some cold water over top of them. And once I finish rinsing them, actually what I like to do is run some cold water over top of the pot they were cooked in so that it gets cooled down, and then just fill it up with cold water and some ice and let them sit in ice water because when they're cold, they are easier to peel. Cold water. And we're gonna go ahead and drop our eggs into the cold water, and I like to grab some ice too. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw the ice into the water, just like that. We're just gonna leave those to soak inside the icy water, and we will come back to them when we are done with our salad. Alrighty guys, so I have my veggies chopped that I'm going to put in here. I decided not to add cauliflower into this dish, but of course you can if you want to. And basically the key is now just to combine it all inside a big bowl like this one. And I still need to add in my onion here since I didn't chop that myself. I haven't added it into the mix yet. There we go. And I'm saving about half of this for another recipe that we are going to make. So once I have all of that in there, I'm just going to go ahead and slice my lime in half here. And I just go ahead and give that a really good squeeze inside of there. Let's get the most out of that lime, as much as you can. And once your lime looks like it's just about dead, you should be good to go. And of course, gotta add my chickpeas in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and add in, yeah, let's just do the whole thing. You're just gonna go in with some oil now. Just sort of dress that up a little bit, and then whatever seasoning you want. I'm gonna go with some garlic salt and some pepper and some onion powder. And those are sort of all my go-tos for literally everything I cook. And then all you need to do is mix that puppy up. And now I'm just going to grab some leaves off of my parsley here and add that into the mix. And I'm just gonna give it a quick taste to see if I feel like it needs more lime, more oil, anything like that. There's a little bit more oil in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some lime from the other half of this lime in here as well. And mix that up again, just to make sure everything gets nice and covered. Take a look at this guy. It looks delicious, and I'm just going to set this bowl aside and we are going to package it into Tupperware later. Back over by our stove now because we need to check in on our vegetables. So I'm literally just going to grab a piece of potato and a piece of carrot because those are the two like hardest ingredients that are inside this soup. And they need to be able to blend really easily. And I'm just taking a fork here and yep. Oh yeah, they are good to go. All right, great. So we are going to strain this, but before we do, we want to take a cup and make sure that you grab some of the water from inside here because you're going to use it to help your soup along. So I'm literally just spooning some of this water out. So now that I have a cup of that, I'm going to set that aside and bring this over to the sink and strain it. It is time for our blender. Now, I believe that this blender will work for this. 99% sure. So I'm just going to transfer all the veggies into the blender. Have all my veggies inside here, and now I'm just going to take a little bit of the boiling water. Make sure that you're using something to protect your hands because it is boiling hot water. And I put in a good majority of it, and now I'm going to blend. That looks good. Let me show you what the consistency is that I have. So it's still pretty thick, but it's definitely liquefied. I actually use the liquefy setting on my blender to do this, and it looks really delicious. Great, soup is literally complete. That is it, that's all you had to do for this one. Now before we get started on our last recipe, we are just gonna circle back to our hard-boiled eggs and give them a good crack. I just go ahead and push it up against the counter lightly, and then you just start peeling away at them. The shell should come off super easily. I did that one like so fast, and this little guy is done. Just have 3 more to go. And once I have them all peeled, I just go ahead and throw them back into the pot that I made them in just for safekeeping until we're ready to Tupperware everything up. Moving on to our very last dish. This is the only thing we have left to make. Basically all we're going to do is grab some oil. As always, olive oil, grapeseed oil, totally up to you. And we're gonna add some of that into our pot here. I'm using this nice big pot again. I just washed it. And I am going to add in the rest of these onions that we saved for this dish, as well as some nice minced garlic here. I like a lot of garlic. If you do not, then just add as much as you like. And now I'm just going to go ahead, turn this puppy on and start sauteing that. So once that starts sizzling, you are going to go ahead and add in whatever kind of meat you want, whether it be tofu for a vegan option or, you know, whatever. I'm using ground chicken in this recipe. And I'm just going to go ahead and dump this guy right inside of here and let it brown up. All right, guys, so now this is cooked all the way through. It is time to add in some other yummies. So we are going to go with some nice brown rice here. We have our rice added in there, and then we are also going to add in our broccoli. Pretty good amount of that. And then the last thing you need to do is just add in some water. All right, great. Now you're just going to let that water come to a boil, and then you're going to let it simmer for a little while. I was just in the process of cleaning up while I had some downtime, and I realized we forgot to add the rest of our corn into our salad, so I'm literally just going to dump that in there and mix that in. So my pot came to a boil, so I just went ahead and turned the heat off, and I actually have a simmer burner, so I'm going to turn that on in the back and just go ahead and slide this back to that burner to let it simmer for 20 to 30 minutes until the water is absorbed. While that simmers, I'm going to Tupperware up some of this other stuff. So I just have this little Tupperware here that I'm going to put my hard-boiled eggs into. And then of course we have our salad here. Now I actually don't portion out things. I just don't really see the need to do that personally for myself. So I just throw it into Tupperware, filled to the top as much as I can until there's no more room, and then add it to another Tupperware. And that is how I do that. One Tupperware full of our delicious salad. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so yummy. Another thing of salad, set to the side. And now our soup. One container of soup and another container of soup. And soup. This one only has a little bit in it, but that's okay. And look at this delicious tower of prep. Also with the soup, I think it would taste really good with like a dollop of sour cream, and if you add avocado in with this day of, because you can't really store avocado, so good. All right, all the water in this puppy is totally dissolved now. The meat is mixed in with the rice and the broccoli, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of greens in there. So as you can see, I added my parsley and my salt and pepper in there, and now I'm just mixing, and this is totally done and ready to be Tupperwared up. And there you have it, all of our meal prep for the week, Tupperwared up and completed. So that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's not too long because this took me about 2.5 hours to do, but it was my first time making all these recipes, so I think I could be a little bit more efficient next time that I'm making them. But I am so excited to eat all of this. I'm so excited that I have so much food ready for the week, and I hope this inspires you to do meal prep too. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.